Hey guys, welcome to a not-so-retro review of a new title from a racing genre that I really enjoy playing, and I can confirm that a new rally simulation has finally arrived. Let's take a look. Since 2004 that Richard Ward's Rally had the top position regarding real rally driving simulations. It recreated, with astonishing detail, a rally experience like no other, with an almost perfect physics engine that really pushed players forward and makes them come back year after year. Since 2004 that we've had a lot other rally racing inspired video games, but the arcade feeling that all those have made me play even more the title from SCI and Warthog. The game didn't have an online mode present, but the modding community developed tools to make it happen. Since then, I've been furiously participating in virtual world rally events that normally takes place simultaneously with the real thing, and it's freaking awesome to see our name in the middle of those hundreds or even thousands others. This year, Codemasters surprised everyone when they've announced back in April DiRT Rally as an early access on Steam and that they would shape the game with the feedback from players. From the minute I read those words, I bought the game knowing that they would certainly pay a proper tribute to the guy that named their rally franchise that had its debut back in 1998. Version 1.0 of DiRT Rally was officially released last week, and after months of tweaking, adjustments and car packs, tracks and new racing disciplines, I can shout out really loud and say that a new rally simulation is here. But that's not just another rally simulation, it's the best rally simulation ever made, and will also be available in April 2016 for the Xbox One and PS4. Also in April the PC will get a physical copy of the game that I will grab to proudly place on my shelves next to my other favorite rally titles, something that I can't just do with my Steam copy.
Keep left over crest, immediate turn hairpin right, don't cut 100.
If you're expecting a rewind or flashback function present, you can take your little horse out of the rain, cause if you crash, you have to deal with it.
Long times 3, 40, left 3.
If you puncture one of the tires, you have to make a full stop and change it, losing a bit of precious time in the process.
Jump 130. Is that a left rear puncture?
All that comes with the turf. All that is part of the real thing, so think twice before you apply full throttle, cause the consequences of driving like a maniac are highly penalized in this game and can really make you dive into frustration and punch yourself for ruining a complete rally.
80 over crest.
Rally racing is presented in the form of championships in which we can participate in such mythic stages like Sweet Lamb in Wales or Col di Turini in Monte Carlo, but also take part of Greek, Finnish, Swedish and Germanic events, starting with a simple Mini Cooper and climb our way to the powerful VW Polo of Sébastien Ogier from the current World Rally Championship.
60.
In the middle, there's also other awesome classics like the Lancia Stratos and those Group B monsters that are really hard to handle and always makes me end up in the ditch tasting some of that gorgeous mud in the process. The online mode is extremely well made, with new daily, weekly and monthly events for us to participate and earn some additional credits that are the in-game currency to buy new cars and hire new engineers that can bring extra help in accelerating the process of repairing damaged cars between stages. That way, we can canalize time to other important part fixes and stay ahead of the competition. Besides the online mode, there's even a highly entertaining player versus player mode, where you can create an online session to play against friends in those action-packed and high-octane rallycross events. These events are a joy to play, with extreme and officially licensed powerful cars, where we race, for instance, against Peter Solberg, and where the car is always sideways. Another event present in Dirt Rally is Pikes Peak Hill Climb that, frankly, should have stayed in the very first Dirt game from 2007. Codemasters could have focused their talent to something else, like the fondly remembered Safari Rally, rather than bringing this back. Graphically gorgeous with night stages, rain, fog, ice and snow, dust clouds and amazing sound effects, Dirt Rally is a true joy to drive and blast our way through these tight gravel and icy roads and fly through those huge jumps in Finland. At the end of each stage, just grab a beer, relax and enjoy the multi-camera replays.
Left stick, and on exit, into right stick. Past junction 100, past Labour.
Configuring the graphical quality of Dirt Rally is quite simple. I use NVIDIA's GeForce Experience tool and apply the recommended settings for my system. Dirt Rally can also be played quite decently with an Xbox 360 controller, but it's better to have a set of wheel and pedals to fully enjoy this title. The force feedback was thoroughly developed and tweaked and has an extremely well-balanced weight distribution system that differs from one vehicle to another. It simply can't be described, it must be felt, and while driving we can predict exactly when the rear end of the car is about to betray us, but even so, sometimes it's just a bit too late to avoid it, and when we crash, that thin line between a true sim and reality kicks in. So, instead of ending up at the hospital, we just need to take a good warm bath to get rid of all the sweat. If you're after a good rally simulation, do yourselves a favor and grab Dirt Rally. It's the best driving game from Codemasters until today and basically the most realistic driving experience ever made. Looking forward for their next racing title that I hope includes something related to Colin McRae's career in early 2004 and 2005. Fingers crossed. So guys, hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Pixel Thing, and if you did, check these and all my other videos available on my channel, cause there's a lot other stuff to watch, and for a bunch of different platforms ranging from the Sinclair ZX Spectrum and Amiga up to the PlayStation 2 and Xbox 360. Thank you very much for watching and I'll see you all next week.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. 40, right 2 times to 1 down. Into left 4, immediate turn square left. 60, keep right over small crest. Into left 2 times to 1. Into right 4 long. Into left 6. Into right 2 long crest. Into left 4 line over 2 crest. Into left 3 long 60. Left 6 over crest. Right 2 long, don't cut. Into left 3 long. And right 4 over crest. Left 6 over crest, jump maybe. Right 3 long 60. Caution left 4, keep right over big jump. Into left 3 narrows 40. Right 6. Into left 5, keep right over crest. Left 5, keep right over crest. Left 6 long. Into right 6, keep left over crest. Right 5 long, continues over crest. Keep in. Left 4, opens long. Left 3 long. Into right 6. Left 6 through gate 60. Left 4 into right 4 long, keep mid over big jump gate, left 6. And right 6 over crest, jump maybe. Into left 5 long, don't cut, 40. Left 6 long, over crest and crest. Into right 6 long. Into left 5 long, keep right over jump. Into right 6, left 6, 200. Left 5 into caution, right 4 over jump, logs outside. Left 5 half long, 100. Left 6 into right 3 long, stay mid, logs outside. And left 6 into right 6, left 6. 40, turn square left. To right 5, continues 130, turn hairpin right. Into left 6, 60. Caution turn left 3, bad camber, don't cut. Into right 6, over crest, turn right 1. Into keep left, past junction, crest. Right 6, half long. And left 4, long, over crest. And right 5 continues 100. Left 6, into caution, right 2, tightens to 1. Into left 4 long, and crest. And keep right over crest, and left 6, 60. Left 4 long, don't cut, logs inside and on exit. Right 5 over crest, logs inside 80. Left 4 100. Caution left 4 logs crest. And left 5 times to 4 over crest, logs on exit. 80. Left 6. Right rear feels flat. Into right 2 times to 1 long, don't cut. Left 5 into right 6. Into left 4 times to 3, 80. Crest, into left 5 long, over crest, right 1, into right 3. Caution left 5 into turn square left, don't cut. And right 6, left 6, crest, right 5 past junction, left 6. Into left 4 crest and turn right 3. Into left 3. Into right 5, into left 5, into right 2, into left 5, right 6, into caution, left 5, over crest, 80 past junction, turn square right. Left 3, half long past junction, into right 5 long, don't cut, and caution, left 4 long over crest, into turn hairpin right. Right rear tyre's gone. Into left 4, continues for 100, don't cut. 100 through dip, keep left over crest. Left 6, 40, left 3. Right 6, left 6 past junction. 40, keep left over jump, 130, caution, keep right over jump, past junction, braking, left 6, into open hairpin right, left 6, open crest 80, left 4 tight, don't cut, into right 6 half long 80, caution, right 5 long, into turn hairpin left, 80, keep left over crest, keep mid over crest, 80, right 5 long, past junction, 100 past lay-by, right 6 long past junction, caution slowing, 80 over crest, right 5 through gate, water splash, caution keep mid over jump, 100 down, braking, turn acute right, into left 1 long, opens 2 long, 60, caution right 4 over big jump, and right 6 over big jump, 40 down, right 3 water splash, right 2 through gate, opens past junction, 60 past junction, left 5 over crest, into right 6 long, 60 to finish.